Dude, if you're gonna lie, make sure like it's at least like feasible.
It's just a dork.
It's a dork shuffling to Nazi goose stepping music.
Yeah, like who? No. Thank you for tuning into the It Could Be Worse podcast. This is episode 7.
7.
Yes. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button because it doesn't cost you a dime and helps us make pennies. And let's just jump into it because I promise you, no matter how bad your day was, it can't get worse than these. Today's is from a thread I found called "The Worst Lie You've Ever Heard Leave a Man's Mouth."
The worst lie you've ever heard leave a man's mouth.
Yeah. And
say that 5 times fast.
Well, all I will say is, guys, we're ruthless. That's all. That's literally it. The first one is, I found a picture of my ex-husband with a woman and a baby. When I asked him about it, he told me that a coworker asked him for a ride to the photo place. The photographer then noticed they happened to be dressed alike and asked him to jump into the photo shoot. So he did.
No.
That has to be practice. No, these are practiced. It
has to be practiced.
But I can't believe.
He knew this situation was coming up and he said, I'm going to
Why wouldn't you shred the picture? Just shred the picture. Move on. Anyway, he said that He said that the woman I caught him cheating with will open a case against him if we don't break up.
One more time?
He said that the woman I caught him cheating with will open a case against him if we don't break up. Just break up with it. Just break up with her. You don't need to do this. You don't need to do these theatrics.
Yeah, no.
You can just say, you know what? You got me. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's wow?
Gaslighting. That's wow.
Gatekeeping, girl bossing?
No, this is just gaslighting. People misuse that word. This is the definition of gaslighting. I caught him in bed cheating on me. His reply was, "What, are you going to believe me or your lying eyes?" That's gaslighting.
That's like an advanced form of gaslighting.
No, that's just gaslighting. That's proper.
Jesus.
Are you going to believe me or your lying eyes?
Your lying eyes.
Oh my God. And I know he yelled that. Could you imagine being the other person in the situation? You get walked in on and then you just hear him say, "It's not what it looks like. Are you going to believe me or your lying eyes?" You know, you're just there like...
I'd just start packing my things. I don't want to be with you anymore. Goodbye.
I found out he was cheating with my sister because he called her babe. His excuse was he was teaching her how to flirt.
No. Really?
Yeah.
Really? Did you think you were going to get away with that one?
It's possible.
No.
My ex said I didn't lie to you. I just didn't say the truth. I didn't lie to you. I just didn't say the truth. That's politician. He's got a
that's some 2 + 2 is 5-ing.
DC energy right there. I found high heels under the bed. When I asked him about them, he said he wears them to change the light bulbs.
He wears them to change the light bulbs.
Oh my God.
That or it's a secret thing.
I guess. My friend found a negative test. When she asked her boyfriend, he said it was his and he wanted to see if it worked on men.
No.
Well, you know, the funny thing is, this one could have been spun.
That one's plausible.
No. This one, he could have made it way more believable because apparently if a guy pees on one of those tests, it will tell you, or it's an alarm bell if it comes up positive, that you may have cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he could have just said, "I'm screening myself for cancer, babe, I swear. I swear.
I need to make sure I don't have prostate cancer."
It runs in the family. I needed this, right? But no, he just said he wanted to see if it would work on men.
No, hon.
I got discharged from the hospital early, and I came home to... Man, a lot of these are them walking... Whatever. I came home to him cheating with other women. Women. I was still weak, and seeing this made me faint. I woke up in our bed with the sheets pressed in soup nearby. When I asked him about what I saw, he said, "I have no idea what you're talking about, and I must have had a bad dream when I fell."
That's awful.
Men can be wicked. Wicked.
That is awful.
First of all, women.
Yeah, women. There were multiple.
And then sheets, pressed soup nearby. Must have had a bad dream when you fell.
Oh.
That one might have actually worked. That one is so
that's gaslighting right there. That's gaslighting.
It's so outlandish.
That's like horror movie gaslighting.
Men are wicked.
That is the plot to a horror movie.
Anyway, that's just vicious. Anyway, he booked a hotel room for 2 because he wanted better Wi-Fi.
No, he has a special friend.
I watched my boyfriend at the time buy another girl a drink at the bar. When I asked him about it, he said he was networking. I'm just networking. What's wrong here? I'm advancing my professional.
What are her credentials?
And you know the thing I love about guys, we double down. So I'll be like, no, do you not want me to advance? Do you not want more bread? You're the one who says you always want the Tesla, right?
No.
How am I supposed to get it? Let me network.
What are her credentials?
She's a young professional in our field, and I'm trying to get connected.
What field? All of these lies fall apart when you start asking like the why questions.
Yeah,
just keep going down deeper.
Yeah,
dude, if you're gonna lie, make sure like it's at least like feasible. Like you can when you get the deep dive questions, they like dig down to a truth.
Well, that's why the previous guy was so wicked, because he had a plan ready. It must have been a dream you had.
It must have been a dream.
Like, I'm so sorry about that, babes. It's just a bad night. It's okay. It's okay. I'm here now, and we're here together, and I'm not going anywhere. Meanwhile, like R. Kelly trapped in the closet, there's just women in there.
Yeah, I was gonna say. By the way, just stay in bed all day. You don't need to go to your closet. I'll help you move to the living room in like 5 minutes. And yeah. And then he looks over to the closet with the little flaps, and he's just like,
tiptoeing
1 second.
Yeah. No. Oh my God. I saw an "I love you" text on his phone, and when I asked him to unlock it, he said he forgot his fingerprints. That's just frustrating. That's just frustrating.
He forgot his fingerprints.
Guys, just, honest to God, just stone face it, walk out, move, start again, start over.
I mean, you're already working on it if you get the "I love you" text.
That's one of the nice things about being rich, right? Because if you're poor doing this nonsense, you're out there fighting for, please, let me come back for my PS4, babes. Please. Meanwhile, she's going through the whole irreplaceable bit, to the left, throwing shit out the window. Like, meanwhile,
I've watched that happen.
Yeah, no, please.
I have watched from afar as that's happened.
As the clothes are being thrown out the window.
Yes, exactly. It's a vivid image. It's like the 4th floor apartment.
She's always just chucking it.
The dude's there in his tidy whitey is going, come on, please give me a second chance. And I watched clothes and a pair of Jordans fly out the window.
There's some Jordans? What?
It was a rainy day too.
Oh my God. See, guys, so you have to get your financial situation in order. That way, when you get caught doing this, you can just stone face it.
You have a U-Haul ready to go.
No. You can stone face it and leave. You could, fine, keep it. I know you can't afford the rent on this building anyway. And just leave. And she never hears from you again. Because could you imagine, just you see an "I love you" text, open your phone, he just breaks it over his knee, throws it, walks.
Jesus.
That's the only way you can deal with these situations.
What's the point of breaking it over your knee if you're going to walk anyway?
Assert dominance.
No.
Assert dominance.
If you're never seeing that woman again in your life, then
far
just
too
walk
many
away.
men just out there, please, I didn't mean it. Whatever. I found hickeys on his neck, and he said it was because the mosquitoes were particularly vicious last night.
No. Are you also allergic to them? Because they don't cause bruising, hun.
I don't know. Y'all gotta stop lying about hickeys.
Yo.
Last week there was a person who was the Tylenol one.
Yeah,
who had to go for a battery of tests. This week, mosquitoes. He said he needed time to himself. Turns out he was just in jail. To be fair, right? Like, how do you say that? Just, yes, I went to jail. What for? Gas got too expensive. I started siphoning it. No.
That's like on the same level as that one like dad joke of just like, oh, thank you for the interview. I'm really looking forward to starting here. Oh, according to your resume, you were in Yale for 4 years. Wow, I love to see a good Yale graduate here. Yeah, and then the interviewee is just like, yeah, I'm really excited to start at this job.
Jesus, I hate that. And if you're going to jail, right, it's got to be for some like romantic bad stuff. It can't be for like petty shoplifting. It has to be like you were moving bags. You were just Escobar. Because anything less, you're getting moved on. You're getting moved on. Like I'm so sorry. You have to be like Secret Double Life, has a V12 Vantage somewhere. Just every time he's on a business conference, he's making moves. It can't be like he was caught stealing underwear from the Walmart. Like that just it can't be that.
No.
My ex, jeez, this is a reach.
This is a reach?
My ex said he cheated because his sister's best friend had an eating disorder and it was hard on him. His sister's best friend had an eating disorder. And it was so hard. I had to cheat. It was so hard on me hearing about this from a third party. I had to.
His sister's best friend.
His sister's best friend.
Sorry, my sister's best friend. She's going through it right now, and like I can't take it. It just
Jesus.
I was emotionally unstable,
and I had to. What? Again, just walk.
Just walk.
Just walk. Just so. Why'd you do it? Cool. And just leave. Just leave. Mm-hmm. Just leave. Mm-hmm. Anyway, let's move on to the unpopular opinion today. I got a couple, and most of these are wrong.
Wrong?
Yes.
Oh, so it's not hot takes that I agree with this time.
This one, the first one coming up, mashing up ice cream until it becomes a drinkable milkshake is better than eating hard ice cream.
Nope.
He says ice cream soup is better. Normal ice cream, ? Hurts my teeth. Ow.
Don't chew it. In all caps. Don't chew it. What is it with people and chewing their ice cream?
It's so cold. The pain.
Don't chew it.
So I read It's So Cold, and my thought went to Icebox Where My Heart Used to Be. Oh, do you know that song? I'm so cold, I'm so cold, I'm so cold. You don't know Icebox Where My Heart Used to Be?
No.
Oh my God. It's one of Marion's best songs. Anyway, right? So he says it hurts his teeth, agony. Ow, it's so cold, it's so cold.
Just don't chew your ice cream.
But when you take the spoon and start mashing it up until it becomes a soft, goopy soup, now that's delicious. No. Just get, what is it called? That one thing that people do to ice cream to ruin it, but make it healthier? Frozen yogurt.
Froyo.
Yeah, just get Froyo at that point. That's what you're asking for here.
No, you know what you're asking for there? Just drink heavy cream. Go to Fred Meyer, grab a quart of heavy cream, put it in a bowl, maybe stick it in the refrigerator for like 15 minutes so it's just a little chilly, then drink it. That's the same thing.
The one thing they don't want you to know about bulking, drink heavy cream. Speaking of bulking, I've seen some dumb advice on the internet, dude. I saw somebody who just said, I can't gain weight, which is it's a real problem, right? Like some guys just live too active of a lifestyle that like the eating is disgusting, right? They can't gain weight, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, I have resorted. This guy was Italian, to give you context, right? I have resorted to the way of the ancestor. And like instead of unsheathing a katana, it's him uncorking a bottle of olive oil and downing it. Downing it.
Jesus Christ.
And then he posted an update like 4 hours later, said all I can describe the results as were smooth. Right? And I'm like, just eat more. Just eat more. Don't Stone Cold Steve Austin some olive oil.
The results were smooth.
I cannot imagine what the movements were like.
It probably just fell out of him.
Oh, God. Let's move on. No,
but I have an olive oil fact.
Oh, God. What?
You know, the Greeks used to, instead of using soap, they just used olive oil.
To clean what? What does that clean?
Themselves.
You're just slick now.
Yeah. And then when
you're not clean, you're slick now.
So you'd go to the public bathhouse.
Okay.
And you'd scrub yourself down with olive oil in the water, right?
Okay.
And then you would leave, and then you would lotion yourself with more olive oil.
Yo, the Greeks must have been glowing.
They were shiny.
No, can you imagine? No. I mean, people nowadays talk about how, I look good, how I've been lotioning every day since 2. Can you imagine bathing in olive oil? Mm-hmm. You're about to be 90 looking 80.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's not fair. 60.
It was pretty commonplace too. If you read any sort of like Greek myth that features like a normal guy, there's at least 4 scenes in the book where they're like bathing in olive oil. If you read the Iliad, there's at least 3 in there of Achilles walking up to... No, it's not... There's one where he walks up to a random group of women bathing, and then he just soaks himself in olive oil in front of them.
All right. Move on to the next unpopular opinion. From that...
Bathing in olive oil is great for your skin.
As an American, it's crazy not to want to homeschool your child these days.
No.
It says time and time again, school officials have proven they don't care about your child's safety.
I mean, yeah.
And teachers are scared of losing their jobs if they intervene in a fight due to terrible school policies. I disagree only because a startling number of people don't finish high school.
Yeah.
So, listen. The teaching requirements here aren't that high, but, graduating high school is at least one of them.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And so I disagree with that unless you want to raise somebody who's going to schlep essential oils. Homeschool them. I like this one. This one's toxic as hell, but I like it. Being the bigger man is overrated. That's it.
I mean, being the smaller man is fun. But being the bigger man is probably better for your psyche.
I get where he's coming from because you can't always be the bigger man. Sometimes you just want to be the villain.
Being petty is fun.
Villain.
It's fun.
No,
That's why if you're being petty, it's because you're like, I don't care about being a good person. I'm getting my enjoyment out of this situation.
No, literally being the abject bad guy.
Mm-hmm. It's just fun.
Sometimes.
Everybody empathizes with the villain more in every piece of media.
People like a good villain story, like that one Tinder Swindler guy. That story is insane.
What is the story?
So imagine, on a dating app, you see this guy, right? Looks foreign, right? Mm-hmm. Travels around the world. You see pictures of him in Stadt. You see him in Paris, Geneva. You're like, who is this guy, right?
Yeah.
And you chat and you get to the date phase. You go for coffee. Mm-hmm. Right? You're talking. He gets a text and he's like, I need to go do some work. So I need to be in, let's say we're in New York right now, right?
Yeah.
He says, I need to go do some work. I need to be in Paris next week.
Yeah.
Do you want to come with?
Uh-huh.
They literally say, I really like you. I think we got a thing going on. Do you want to come with? You're immediately like,
what do you mean by this?
And I mean, he pulls up Bentley money, right? Mm-hmm. He's about it.
Yeah.
And you're like, sure, right? Mm-hmm. And so next week, you go to Paris. And he's working, you see him in the evenings, right? You're Mr. Perfect, right?
Yeah.
And he comes back, you come back, he drops you off. You guys are talking, it's a long-term thing. He says, I really like you. I think we should. And he does this up for you for a while, right?
Yeah.
So this a month or 2 later, he's like, we should become a thing. I want to move in with you. Please look at apartments while I travel around, right? Mm-hmm. Right? And he goes, and you're like, okay, cool. You start, first of all, you're looking for apartments, right? Because this man just did the whole Prince Charming, right?
Yeah.
So you're immediately he's going to change my life. We're done.
Yeah.
When he travels,
we're set. This is it.
You get a message from him going, something terrible has happened. My father, he says he was a son of a diamond miner, right? Mm-hmm. He says, my father's assets have been locked from me. My enemies are after me. I can't get back. Send me 10 grand or something, right? And the women, because they just had this experience with Mr. Perfect, they'll go, okay.
I need to save this guy. Maybe there's a chance he'll get his assets back.
And they'll do it, right? They'll send him the money, and then he'll do it again and again, and he's stuck, and he's constantly saying, my enemies are catching up to me, right? Mm-hmm. So it's you're sending money, you're sending buddy. Meanwhile, the money you're sending him, he's taking another girl to Sweden with, and doing the same thing with her, and then takes her back to her home and says, I love you, really need to do this thing. Now she's looking for apartments. My enemies are after me. right? And then he takes money from that one and uses it on another chick, right? And he just got this like vicious chain of these going, right? And like it all fell apart with like two girls. And by the way, if you watch the documentary, he's like he's ruining lives back then.
Well,
like,
obviously.
No. There's like a girl crying, like, I don't know how I can pay rent. My car's behind.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be kicked out.
Yeah.
What do I do? And this man, stone cold savage, goes, take out a loan. They're catching up to me.
Jesus Christ.
Right?
That's awful.
Right? And so these poor women are just doing this. And then two of them blow the lid on this and go, wait just a minute. I've seen you on 10 other Instagrams doing up the same thing in different places. What's going on? Right?
He got too big for his britches.
And he got caught. He got sent to jail for like 5 minutes. Came out, right? I don't know how. I don't know why he was sent to jail because it definitely wasn't in the U.S. Because he like defrauded so many people.
Yeah.
Anyway, right? He gets out, gets right back to it. And we're talking about toxicity for the love of the game. That's toxicity.
That's toxicity
for the love of the game. Because he can't have a good ROI on that.
No.
Because all the money he takes, first of all, to get this ball rolling, he spent his own money.
Yeah.
And then he recouped it, and then spent it again, and then recouped it, and then spent it again. He's just running away from that line with different women.
Yeah. So there's no ROI on this. This is just a guy who just loves to...
He's toxic for the love of the game.
He's toxic to be toxic. He's
Literally.
just the villain.
Yeah, he's just the villain.
He's just the villain.
And people like that. People literally are like on his side because it's like he admits it. He has some like sad voice notes after he was caught, right? Because he was like messaging them angry for some reason. Man, never send voice notes when you're angry. It just sounds pathetic, right? But this guy goes from like being this man of mystery, consummate gentleman driving around to like he said, "Look at what you've done to me. I'm now a homeless king." Oh my God, I'm a homeless king. Yeah, no, this Tinder Swindler, by the way, whoever named him that, I don't know if it was the girls or the internet, good job. The Tinder Swindler.
Tinder Swindler.
Solid. But yeah, not always being the bigger man, I get that feeling. I still think you should, but I get where it's coming from. All right? And now let's move on to the wild stories, right? We'll start with one from Seattle, right?
Fun.
Where a woman working at Starbucks drive-thru in the morning, they're open pretty early, right?
They open like 6 a.m.
6, 5, 4, I've heard in some. I don't know. It's different across the country. I don't know what time they open, right?
I've worked in a coffee shop before that they open it.
It's early because people want their coffee, right?
6 is like the standard.
And let me paint you a picture. You're doing up coffee, right? You're how can I help you today? Yada yada yada. I've never worked in a coffee store, so I don't know what you do. But you do the coffee store stuff, right? And the person pays with cash. Say thank you, right? You give them their coffee, and then you give them their change, right? And like both hands are out, right? And imagine doing this to a pickup, and then like a 50-something man lunges at you and grabs you by the throat and just starts like by your collar and just starts like pulling you towards the car. You see him let go and he like grabs a zip tie and like he starts like flinging it at you, like trying to hog tie your arms and like pull you through. Yes,
scary.
That is what happened one early morning in Seattle. This girl just gets like grabbed and you just see feet dangling. Like when they're teaching you how to swim and they're doing the butterfly. Yes,
that's
feet dangling.
Frightening.
Feet dangling. This dude, I swear, if you watch the footage, it's wild because he looks like he's trying to I don't know. I don't think this is how zip ties work. Or I don't know if it was a zip tie, but if you see the footage, dude, like he like uses the zip tie like it's a slap bracelet. Like he whips it around his back and like he expects it to like wrap around him like it's Wonder Woman's lasso or something. Yeah, so he like grabs her feet dangling. It's insanity, right? Oh yeah, there's the footage, right? Right? And then the guy, once he fails, because I guess either she's able to get some like her feet back planted, or right, her coworkers pull you through. You can't tell because you don't have the drive-through footage, right? He just drives away, drops the cash, and moves, right?
Yeah, I mean,
so this person just absolutely shook. Right, calls the cops. Obviously, they turn over the footage and they ask for the description of the man. Right, it's a middle-aged dude. Right, but that
looks like a middle-aged dude.
But the funny thing about him is he had a big, fat Chevy logo tattoo. and he was driving.
I think that's what that is.
Yeah, a big like Chevy, like almost sleeve on his arm. Right?
That looks like just like a crazy, insane, cursive Chevrolet.
Yeah. So they're gonna find this guy, whoever he is. But I just think it's funny because if you ever needed more proof that Ford drivers are better, Chevy drivers are out here kidnapping people, and that's a fact. Like it's just so funny. I don't know what his game plan was, because even if no, just like picture this with me, right? He gets her in through the drive-through window.
What is he gonna do?
No, through the space in between, and then through his window. You now have the equivalent of the Tasmanian devil, like flailing around in your driver's seat.
Yeah, and what are you gonna do after that?
Not to mention, it's early morning. I'm not a morning.
It's 5:06 a.m.
No, yeah, I'm not a morning person. But if I see my coworker leave the window, like feet in the air, cartoon style, through the window, I'm like running over there.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening, but I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm there.
And you usually open with like two or three people.
Even if
one person grab one leg, one person grab the other leg, pull her back in.
Even if it's my worst enemy, nobody deserves to be cartoon yanked like that.
No.
Only children really misbehaving get yanked off their feet by their parents. That's a one time that's acceptable.
Yeah.
See a grown woman leaving the window that way?
No.
I don't know what his plan was, but it was never going to work out.
I think he was probably just like, hun, calling his wife. Yeah, hun, I just started this new job. It's called hit man. I'm a hit man. Yeah.
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 No, because that's not a hitman. He's just Chevy drivers. That's all I can say.
It's just Chevy drivers.
It's just Chevy moments.
Your average
common
Chevy driver.
Chevy W. That's all that is. That's literally all that is, right?
Your average Chevy driver.
So that cracked me up. And then now, to very bad news for some poor casting director out there. Justin Roiland has been like fired by all of his TV shows.
Oh yeah,
like across the board. Every single
that.
one fired him because of some horrific allegations by some women, right? And that's all tragic. That's all playing out in court right now, and more people are coming out left, right, and center because I swear it's both sad and enlightening to see, because whenever like a major person does these like shady things in the background, right? Nobody knows. It's an unspoken secret. These people like just suffer for years, right? But then whenever it like comes out, I swear it's like that one portal scene in Avengers. Like it's just everybody comes out onto it, and it just gets so much worse. And you love to see a person who actually has it coming get the Avengers treatment.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if one of them catches Thor's hammer, I wouldn't be surprised at this point.
Yeah.
But there's just allegation after allegation. And everyone said, we're done. We're done. We'll done. Find somebody
no
else.
association with him.
But the main thing here that I think, well, I don't say the main thing because that's all very important, but the person whose day is the worst here, aside from the victims, is the poor casting director that's going to have to hear everybody's Rick and Morty impressions.
Rick!
Such as that for the next 6 months. I would be fighting.
I don't know if Dan Harmon's going to be able to continue running the show.
Do you know how pissed I would be? Just like imagine, just, Yeah, what's up? Yeah, okay, we're going to be casting. All right. Recasting. Okay, what? Like Summer, Jerry, Rick?
And Morty?
And Morty? We're why? Why?
Oh, God.
What about Ezra Miller? Why is he still here? What? So you're going to make me listen to that while he's an actual cryptid on Hawaii? Okay, whatever. Fine. Send them over. That's the kind of pistol you hang up and then you kick something random and you're pissed about it even more.
Yeah.
Like you kick something you love and you're like, oh, great, that was my dog. It's like, oh, yeah. So that person's day is the worst.
Honestly, I feel like that show's just going to end. Because I know I've heard Dan Harmon has some skeletons in his closet too.
Oh, Jesus. How hard is it to be famous and not be sketchy?
With Justin Roiland now having his skeletons in the closet pulled out of the closet, people might start pointing at Dan Harmon too and go, yeah, why are we still running Rick and Morty?
I swear, it's like a pick one. Be rich, famous, and not a deviant. It's like you can't have all three. You got to pick two.
No, most people have all three.
No. Rich, famous, and not a deviant?
No, most people who have the first two have the third.
Not a deviant. No. I swear every other day there's like some new Hollywood person who did something abysmal. And then we're all like, And then the story is always, this was a well-known industry secret. It's like,
Well, I'm not in the industry. How did I know?
Yeah, this is like saying the Ford Pinto was a well-known industry secret. Yeah, but it shouldn't have seen production. Like, Jesus. Yeah, so... And then the last news story for the day, right, is a new culture war just dropped.
New culture war just dropped.
Oh, lovely. Xbox has gone woke.
Oh.
Uh-oh. They got the M&Ms, now they're getting Xbox, because Xbox put out this new feature. It's trying to be the first carbon neutral console. And so its goal is, because it's Microsoft, they have so much data, right? They've been able to figure out when most electrical grids are gaining the most energy from green sources. And so they've rolled out an update to Xboxes where during those hours, that's when it'll turn on to update, right? So like you leave it on overnight and whatever hour in the night most green energy is being generated, that's when it'll pull. They've also added a feature where it doesn't like boot instantly. It takes 15 seconds. And apparently that's better. It's lower power draw and all that. All that's very good.
Well, yeah, because your Xbox, when you turn your Xbox off, you haven't turned your Xbox off. Yeah. And the only console that I've seen that's honest about that is the PS4.
God bless PlayStation.
Like PS4, you put it into sleep mode and it tells you I'm in sleep mode. And you unplug it while it's in sleep mode, it'll wake up and it'll shoot you in the head.
Yeah. I love
Xbox does the same exact thing, but they don't tell you.
Yes.
You just put it into sleep mode when you turn it off.
Yes. So that's all that's all that's happening, right? And it's very minimal. It's an update you can turn off if you want. And if you think about how many Xboxes there are, it will probably make a decent impact.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's pretty cool.
Well,
right?
at least marginal. Like
But now they've decided to say that they're trying to recruit your kids into climate politics at an earlier age. Make them climate conscious now. And I'm like, dude.
No.
Dude, you can even tell. Here's the thing. You can even tell that sometimes the hosts are aware that this is a grift because, like, one of my favorite Tuck clips is one where he's talking about, like, and now they've made M&Ms less appealing. And we're going to talk about that because I guess that's what we do now.
I've seen that
exact tone.
I guess. No, that's his exact delivery. It's just, I guess this is what we do.
and you can just tell he's like, I want to do journalism, but sure, let's do this.
We'll talk about, or maybe he was already attracted to the green M&M.
Well, and the thing about
and didn't like that she was getting Converse.
No, and here's the thing about all this, right? This only makes them look worse. It only makes you look worse. Because, like, if you actually tackled important issues instead of culture war BS, people, the whole unreasonable branding would go away, I think.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just, I think it's just net terrible for everybody, and it's a waste of time.
It's a waste of time.
But this is going to be debated on the House floor for some reason, so
let's
go for it, I guess. Right?
I don't know how they're going to be able to, like...
They'll find a way.
They'll find a way.
The life finds a way.
Life finds a way.
And now let's move on to the question of the day, right? I still want to change the name for that, but we'll find something, right?
The conundrum of the day.
Conundrum?
The conundrum of the day.
Whatever. Maybe.
I really thought last episode's conundrum of the day was funny.
Maybe just the conundrum.
The conundrum.
Okay.
There we go.
Today's conundrum is, how do you get a girlfriend if you're a boring guy? Sorry, he put emphasis here. How do you get a girlfriend if you're a boring guy? Put that in all caps.
A boring guy.
Yeah, boring guy.
Define boring.
Oh, I think this means like drywall.
Like, do you literally have nothing going on?
That's what he sent.
Like, do you literally...
Boring. All
boring.
Caps. Boring.
First bit of advice is, I guess, do some soul searching and find a hobby?
Nah. This one's easy. There's boring girls out there too.
There you go.
Like, let's not overthink this. There's so many boring people out there. Yeah, obviously there's a lot of factors that go into this, right? So let's just not overthink this, and we'll skip the general stuff, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, go to the gym, have stable income, and dress well. That's the basics of being attractive. That's if you didn't know that already. Oh, we got a lot of ground to cover. But
If you at least dress well and you're like attractive, you can at least get a one night stand.
Yeah, just
like, as soon if you really think you're that. I'm sorry, I'm dumbfounded. I can't believe anybody is like boring enough that like I can't believe that you are similar to cardboard enough that you cannot like.
I have met people where I may as well be in a wind tunnel. This is that interesting. Because it's just air leaving you and washing over me. This is doing nothing for me.
I understand that.
Like, are you testing my drag coefficient?
No. I just have too much faith in the human soul. I cannot believe that there's nothing going on up there.
There are paint inspectors as a job.
Yeah. They probably have interesting thoughts. I mean, you can't not watch drywall dry and not have thoughts in your head.
Listen.
Like, if you huff enough paint fumes, you're going to have something crazy knocking up there.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm going to operate under the assumption that he is boring, right? Or at least awful at conversation. One of the two, right? So the
if
first
you're
thing
awful
to remember,
at conversation, you can fix that.
Those basics. Be decently fit, have some money, because dating is actually weirdly expensive, and dress decent. You don't have to like max all of these, but just do those two things.
Yeah.
If you didn't know that, right? And then the first thing to remember is there's so many boring women.
Yeah.
Right? Just wow, there's nothing going on here. Right?
Yeah.
So you don't have to be interesting. You just need to be confident. Because there's also just as many boring guys. Right? They're just confident. You aren't. Right? So the most important thing, that aside, right?
Yeah.
Is I think you think you're boring, and that keeps you from putting yourself out there, right? That's self-consciousness. So I think you need to take the approach of you have to be there by land, by sea, or air. That means you are on dating apps actually trying. That means you're going out, be it like to local clubs, car meets, or even clubbing. I know it's not for everybody's thing, right? It's deafening and loud, but you're just by land, by sea, or air, by any means necessary.
Just go anywhere, even if you don't like the environment. It doesn't matter. You're not gonna like if you're really that cardboard. You're not gonna like any environment.
Yeah, by land, by sea, or air. That means in real life dating apps, Instagram. That's also very good. Instagram, right? Social media is really good for that. You want to have a decent Instagram, because I know a lot of people who meet through DMs. So like, just pay for.
Or they stalk you on Instagram.
Yeah, all dating apps have like an Instagram tab now, anyways, because they know.
Yeah,
but no, literally pay a professional or find. Everyone has a friend who's a photographer, right?
It's me.
Right? And so you find that friend, you pick a couple of days, you pick a couple of outfits, you pick a couple of sets, and you get good pictures of yourself.
Yeah.
Genuinely good pictures. Don't do the face. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Either mean mug or have a confident smile. Never do the face. It looks terrible.
I mean, you could get someone who's like goofy.
No, every spineless guy does a face. And they're usually like the smallest part of the picture, pointing at like something far more interesting.
No, we talked about this kind of selfie in the last episode. Every boring guy takes the same
boring
selfie.
Middle-aged guy. These are just regular guys. This is our generation's that picture.
Yes,
right?
but they're the same yet somehow different.
Yeah.
They're the same, but the only difference is they have hair to style.
We're getting in the weeds. Focus. Okay? Right? So get some good pictures. Shell out money, because it doesn't matter when they're posted. They just have to look good. And you make your profiles look great. I mean, if your profile isn't you on your best day, when God was looking down on you specifically, you're doing it wrong.
Make sure you get a good photographer too, because the talent of the photographer makes a big deal. Like, you could be dressed like horribly, and a photographer could still make you look good.
Yeah. So like, make sure all of that is money. That's important, and you just leave that be, right? We can talk about DM game later, because that's a whole different thing, and a lot of it depends on you.
Yeah.
But like that's the bare bones essential, because that's your storefront, right? And then the last thing is being relentless. And I want to be real clear here, because some guys take the wrong meaning out of relentless. If she says no, she said no. Move on.
Yeah.
Move on. You're done. You're done. You're done.
Don't try to coerce.
Don't do the
Don't go, are you sure? Don't play
no.
games. If she says no, she's not interested. Just move on.
8 billion people. I have never met a man.
has changed.
No, God. Yes, there's more than 8 billion people. Don't correct me. We're moving on. Focus. Right? He's going to correct me anyway because he just can't help himself. Anyway, right? There's 8 billion people, right? So of those people, I've never met a single guy. Suck it. What's the number? What's the number?
I thought it gotten higher.
Read it.
I thought it was 8 billion.
8 billion. I corrected my figures. It used to be 7.
I thought it was higher than that.
Hold it.
I thought we were higher than that.
Hold it.
I thought we were higher than that.
Anyway, right? There's 8 billion people. I have never met a guy who genuinely went, I'm out of options. I've never met there's not a man on planet Earth who, I'm out of options. It's, I gave up. That's always what it is. I gave up. So I mean relentless in the sense when someone says no, you move on. You move on. You find somebody new. You do not pester them because that's A, looks pitiful, and B, it's the amount of people I know who just said, okay, fine, wish you all the best. And then like months later, they slide back in your DMs. Just be respectful.
That are the amount of people who I've seen continue to pester, and then you hear about them in the news.
Right? Or it ruins your like standing in local group because people talk. Yeah, right?
People talk.
So just, you know what? That's perfectly fine. Wish you all the best. That's all. That's it. Right?
And then move on to someone else.
Yeah. And the main thing, the other main thing to remember is tying to that is when you're looking for other people, when somebody says no, remember it's not necessarily your fault, right? Because dating is a game there's a lot of external factors. You have to remember that, right? You could have the best Riz on planet Earth, and if their mother just died, it will not land. It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. They will not reply to you, right? So don't take it personal. Be professional about it. Don't take it personally, right? Like evaluate. Like yes, if you get some feedback from people, take it. Actually evaluate. Think through, get some friends' opinions, right?
Yeah.
But don't be like, oh, I'm terrible at this. I can't do this. No. You just go, okay, they probably have something going on with them. This isn't about me.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah, I think that leads into another big thing is make sure you treat people like people.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just say, I have A, B, and C, and A, B, and C added together equals bone time. Because you are dealing with another human being there. It's not a game of chess where you can just weasel your way into a situation like that. You are it's a person.
And the last thing, I said the last thing like 4 times now. Anyway. So those are the main things you have to remember, right? DM game and all that we can get into later, but you just have to remember to get your stuff in order. Look good.
Yeah.
You have to look good, right? Look your best on all these platforms. And then also be relentless, not towards one person. You have to be respectfully relentless, right?
Yeah.
So you have to go, okay, thank you so much. Wish you the best. Move on to somebody else. Don't let it get you down. Move on. It's an external factors game, right? And for the love of all that is your sanity, avoid the red pill manosphere stuff because it's all rooted in hating women.
Yeah.
And you'll be surprised, but women pick up on that vibe.
Yeah.
They literally pick up on the hating women vibe. So you need to dodge it like the plague. Like those guys fresh and fit, right?
Oh.
Right? They have, I want to be real clear here. They have a valid point that not everyone may know. And that is, if you suddenly come into a windfall of money and you have a yacht and you ask somebody out, they will say yes, not because of you, but because of the yacht. That's a very specific thing that they got bang on, right? Pretty much everything else is wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, everything. I mean, the main thing you should have noticed is somebody calling themselves fresh and fit. It's corny. It's
extremely corny.
It's corny, right? Now, I've never met these guys. I could meet them and my opinion would change. Right now, corny, right? And you have to avoid that content because it'll put you in this wrong headspace where you'll be thinking of stuff that's not even pertinent, right?
Yeah.
I've been seeing guys moaning about their skull size. Your skull. Who cares?
Your skull shape?
Who literally cares? Put on some cologne, dress well, have good pictures. I don't care if you have alien skull. If you have it from the right angle, you'll probably look normal.
Yeah.
Like if you look like the Horatio from Endless Space, you could still get a date if you're confident about it. Yeah. I have seen some abysmal men with dates. And I mean abysmal, right? So avoid the manosphere stuff. Stay respectfully relentless, right? And please get your external looking the best it can.
Yeah.
Like if you do not look on that day like you are God's only bit of attention, you've done it wrong. Like you have to look like something divine, forgot everything else, and looked just at you for 5 seconds, and then went back to its duties. That's all. So do those things, and there's no way you won't have people DMing you. Now, DMs we'll get into later, probably, how to approach that. But for now, do that. You'll be just fine. No matter how boring you are.
Yeah. Right? Keep in mind, that advice is, most of that advice is for if your last resort, you are so boring you have nothing else.
No, that's just good general advice. That's just money. That's just game.
You can add though, if you have like more interesting things going on, you can definitely use those as like a point of similarity with someone.
And honestly, here's the thing:
like I am an artsy person. I could go to art shops and meet people that way.
To close out, because I know this is gonna be a thing, right? They always the Manosphere red pill is always talking about the Matrix. They're trying to get you. They're trying to keep you weak. Yada yada and yada. They're the ones trying to keep you weak.
Yeah.
They're the ones who directly benefit. Nobody benefits but them with your abject failure, right? If you can't get a date, you'll buy their books. If you stay out of shape because you're just sitting there watching News Fresh and Fit podcast where they humiliate 10 drunk women, you're just going to gain weight, right? If you're over there listening to Sneak, oh God, there's a clip you got to add. It's awful. It's real bad.
I've heard of Sneeko. I haven't seen any of this.
I'll show it to you. I have it saved. I wanted to cover it in this episode. It's bad, right?
Yeah.
And this should sum up why these are not people you should look up to. They're all corny, lame, and there's no substance under there. I'm out here giving you game for free. They're out there charging you and nickel and diming you and making sure for every step forward you get, there's 2 steps back. If there is a matrix, that's it. And that's who's attacking.
I mean, think about it this way. Like their entire ethos is like you're playing in a what is it? The sexual marketplace.
Oh God, I hate that.
So their main ethos is competition. They're just going to see you as competition.
Yeah.
So logically, what they'd be doing then is they're going to set you up with the worst advice that they could give you, so that they put themselves ahead of you. It's not advice. It's like keeping the boot on your neck so that you know where you are.
They are direct. You have to look at it this way, right? When you look at us versus them, right? We only benefit from your improvement. I'm not schlepping anything at you unless it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Right? One of my favorite companies out there is their slogan is, you'll know this, the relentless pursuit of perfection, right?
Oh God.
The only thing I'm ever going to schlep your way will make you better. Right? There's not most of these Manosphere dorks, with a few exceptions, have no real value under it. And you can tell it's all chintzy. There's nothing under there.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to avoid that like the plague. And I found the video I wanted to show you. He's gonna put it up in editing. And just look at this and tell me if this looks like a role model for anybody. No, that's them going like, look at that. It's just a dork.
It's a dork shuffling to Nazi goose stepping music.
Yeah, like who? No.
My hot take of the day is that's not attractive to women.
No, and here's the main thing that you like that we're gonna I want to cover this later, right? But one of the main things I think that made like Andrew Tate stratospherically shoot out of that like manosphere bubble, right, is because if you disregard a lot of the bull he says to get attention, there is something under there. Like there is substance that you can take away, right? You could listen to Fresh and Fit for hours. There's nothing you're gonna get out of it.
No,
nothing.
No.
So that's the main thing. But thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of the It Could Be Worse podcast. As always, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff helps us, helps the algorithm, and we will see you on Monday for episode 8.